Alright, so I love creating goals. I love imagining what's possible for me, my family, and what I can create, and seeing it actually come to pass. But before we go into any sort of goal setting, which is what I'm going to be talking about in the next few videos, we need to have a clear vision. Okay, but the right vision means the right context, and the right context means the right content. Okay, what do I mean by this? Stay tuned. So I believe before writing down all your goals, setting deadlines and whatnot, we need to have a clear vision of what type of life we want to create. Like I said earlier, the vision is the context of the life you want to create, and the right context means the right content. Okay, let's clear that up real quick. Imagine you're living in a small shack, okay, but you have a million things that you want to fit in there. You want to fit in your 75-inch TV, a king-size, queen-size bed, a really huge couch, whatever it may be, a pool. But the thing is, that's a huge amount of content in a small context. Okay, small context meaning small vision. At the same time, you want all these amazing things that you want to achieve for yourself, but at the same time, you're thinking small for yourself. You're holding yourself in a small place where you can't hold, you just possibly can't hold all of that. So in order to start making space for the content that we want in our lives, we need to let go of that small context, that small vision that we used to have, that we held for ourselves, break it down, rebuild on the foundation into something, a glorious house or a mansion that you want, so we can start making room for the things that we want, if I'm making sense. So the bigger the vision we have, the more possibilities we allow ourselves to be open to. But the thing is, a lot of people tend to hold on to this small shack, to this small vision, and hope that things change. Okay, they end up doing the same thing over and over and over, hoping things just work out. But in reality, if you've heard the quote, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result, that's pretty much what it is. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep those limitations. So a previous video I made was called the Mind-Body-Spirit Connection. You can check out the whole video here now or later, but just a quick recap on it. The mind-body-spirit connection, this is how I interpret it, okay? So the spirit of who we are, okay, there's this line of who we are. Every single day, there's a possibility, a potential that we can live up to. Okay, if God, the universe, or heck, even someone who really does love you, just takes a look at you in your eye and just say, you're capable of amazing things, it's true, you're capable of amazing things. But since some of us get caught up in the drift of life, sometimes we forget to acknowledge it, or we don't even see the possibility of what we can become. We get trained and domesticated with these thoughts of, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not just enough for anything. Okay, and it's hard to see. Once we can sort of see past through these mental conversations and see the potential of who we are, okay, things start opening up for us. So it's really shifting that mindset. Okay, once we get that mindset, we can start stepping up. Okay, as you can see in this little figure I'm doing, towards that vision. Every moment and every second is a choice going towards that potential. And the last thing that normally tends to follow along with the mind-body-spirit connection is our physical reality. For example, you have the potential of losing 20 pounds, but you have the conversation saying that, oh, I'm not strong enough. Oh, I hate eating clean. Oh, I don't have portion control down, or whatever it may be. That's limiting yourself. You're stepping down away from the higher potential every time you think that. But the minute you start opening yourself and changing that mindset, saying, oh, I'm open to losing weight, I'm opening to working with a coach this time, I'm open to working with a support group, you're stepping up, you're making decisions, conscious decisions. Like even when you're about to eat something that you know you shouldn't, you make that conscious decision to do what's best with what you want to achieve in regards to your highest potential. And every single day you're choosing that with your mind, with your choices, okay? And eventually your physical reality, one day you'll look in the mirror, you'll see that you dropped those 20 pounds, okay? And that's what I believe the mind-body-spirit connection is. So how does this tie in with creating your vision? So that your vision is pretty much what you want to create for your entire life. So that quick example, you had the vision of you wanted to lose 20 pounds, took the steps towards it. If you don't have the vision, if you're just wandering around trying things, that's totally cool. But once you start getting clear with what you want to achieve in terms of business, family, relationships, your career, once you start getting clear with that vision, you can start creating the goals for your personal goal setting and the action steps and how to get there. So everything is connected. So what's a vision to me? Okay, a vision for me, in terms of my own interpretation of what it is that it's living the life I want to live that makes me feel excited. At the same time, it serves others, and also the legacy I want to leave, how I want to be remembered by. Questions that really get you thinking about your vision is, what would you do if anything was possible? If your boss wasn't holding you back, money wasn't holding you back, some family members weren't holding you back, if you just didn't have to worry about that, what would you be doing? What kind of life would you want to be creating? So I want to share with you 2 exercises that I loved in helping me create my vision. The first one is the perfect day exercise. This is something I learned from Lewis Howes in the School of Greatness Academy. I loved that. It's one of the best online schools I've ever been in. Just as a random side note, if you want to check it out, okay, go apply. I don't know if the application is going to be open. If they're taking out any applications, this video comes out. But the minute you get a chance to apply, do it. I'm in it. A whole bunch of other friends are in it. They're creating amazing results. People are taking their business to a whole new level. But anyways, back to creating the perfect day exercise. Okay, so it's a 2-part exercise. The first part is you writing an entire paragraph of what kind of day you would like to create. So from the moment you wake up to when you're having lunch, or what you're doing in the afternoon, and all the way to when you go to sleep. Okay, write that in complete detail, right? Get as descriptive as possible. The second part is pretty much an itinerary or schedule of what that day would look like. So a quick example of the first part is 6 a.m. I wake up, I do my morning routine, I meditate, I visualize, then by 6:30 I'm up and doing my workouts, either calisthenics or b-boying, and then right after working out, which is about 7:30 or so, I do work until my son wakes up, and then I hang out with him until my fiance wakes up. And then that's just a quick example of what it would look like. And then the second part would be 6 a.m. wake up, 6:15 do my morning routine, 6:30 to 7:30 work out, 7:30 till whenever Jordan wakes up, I play with him. 9 o'clock have breakfast with Stephanie. Okay, this is just getting more details, more have a schedule of what you would want your perfect day to look like. So that's one exercise of creating a vision of what kind of day you would want to experience. So another really simple exercise is doing a vision board. I did this way back in 2008 when I wanted to get my abs, when I wanted to lose like 20 pounds. But the problem with that is that I had a vision board, but I set it as my screen wallpaper on my computer. But the thing with that is I didn't have an action step, which is vital to making your vision board a reality. I had a vision board, no action plan. And for a couple years, I struggled in trying to lose the weight until I met up with my coach, created an exact action plan and an exact end and start date of when I wanted to achieve this by. And that's when I finally dropped the weight, kept it off, and that was actually my first step or what inspired me to go into being a health coach. The thing I love about a vision board is that it allows you to connect with what you want to create visually. Okay, it's different from just seeing it in words, where I like that part because I can see it and I could read it and I can imagine it come to pass as I'm reading it. The thing with the vision board as well, and what's so powerful is that you're seeing it, you're making an actual connection of what's possible for you. I'm a huge believer of that. If you can see it, you can achieve it. So you can either do it the old school cut and paste from a magazine onto a poster board method, or you can use a website that I used called dreamitalive.com. All right, so those are just 2 of the ways that you can create a vision for yourself. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more methods out there, but these are the 2 that I personally like. All right, so what's next? What do you do once you create your vision? Connect with it every single day. Okay, just because you created a vision board, just because you created your perfect day exercise, doesn't mean you're done. Just like your heart, you're not going to live off one beat. Okay, you got to connect with it every single day. Keep the beat alive. Keep the vision fresh in your mind. Don't let it be something that just goes in the back burner. All right, so here's an example of how I connect with my vision. It's a part of my morning routine. I learned this from a guy named Evernote Scott I found on YouTube. You can check out his channel here or the link down below. All right, so here's what I do. After I do my meditation and the first part of my morning routine, I open up Evernote that has a notebook called The Daily Fills, which has 3 notes: motivational videos and music that I listen to and watch, my whys, and my vision board. Then I set up binaural beats, which is pretty much brainwaves that help induce certain mental states like creativity, meditation, or mental stimulation. And what I normally like to do right after I meditate and do the first part of my morning routine is I set that binaural beats into mental stimulation, sort of like brainwaves, brainwave caffeine, so to speak. Then once I have that binaural beat set up, I set up my motivational music. I sort of overlay it over the track, so I hear the binaural beat sort of going steady throughout the music. This helps create the mood that I want when I'm looking at my vision board and reviewing my whys. So once that's set up, I review my vision board. I look at every single picture that I have in there in great detail. I imagine myself being in that situation. And beneath each picture, I have a detailed description of what I have envisioned for that picture. Okay, once I'm done reviewing my vision board, I go into reviewing my whys, why this vision is important to me. And I'll share a little bit more in the morning routine video that's going to be coming out. And after I finish reading my whys, I ended with 2 very powerful questions that sort of end with death, not sort of, but it does end with the question of death. Not to be morbid, but to be real, because death is inevitable. It's a part of life. I don't know if I'm going to be here the next hour, the next day, the next week. Tomorrow is not exactly promised. That's the philosophy I believe in, and I better work my butt off now to create what I want to create. Not in the sense of rushing or urgency or scarcity, but from a place of possibility. What can I create if I stopped wasting my time playing video games? Or what can I create if I stop browsing Facebook so much? This creates a sense of urgency, a fire for me to get my work done and what I want to accomplish. And this is extremely powerful when I'm working on days, on tasks that I don't exactly want to do, but I know I need to. Okay, like I said, I'm going to be explaining a lot more about my morning routine in an upcoming video, so make sure you guys check it out. Alright, so now I want to hear from you guys. What's your vision? Okay, what do you want to create for yourself? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? What would you do if nothing was holding you back? If money didn't hold you back, your boss didn't hold you back, your job, your family, nothing held you back, what would you be doing? Or if that's like way too big scale for you right now and you don't want to go that big, you can start off with your vision for today. What kind of day do you want to experience? What kind of day do you want to create? And how do you want to feel by the end of the day? That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of EmeroyTV. If you like this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and share this with a friend who you think might benefit from it. And while you're at it, make sure you head on over to the blog, subscribe to the free newsletter so I can give you guys insight and more beyond EmeroyTV. And if you want to connect, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or over at the blog. And remember, we're all called to greatness, whether it's the lowest point of our lives or the highest point of our lives. From moment to moment, we all have that choice to live our highest potential. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to choose. The world needs your greatness to shine. Thanks for watching EmeroyTV. I'll catch you guys next time. Where am I? Oh, the first one? Man, my eyes are like, no. Damn, it's beautiful up here.